Hey there YouTube. So we're out here with this Chevy Cruze and it's got the 1.4 liter turbocharged engine, and I'm smelling a little bit of oil in the cabin area after I drive it for a little bit. So I already diagnosed it and it looks like a leaky valve cover gasket. So I'll show you where it's leaking from, how I found out what it is, and how to replace it. So let's go ahead and open that hood and let's get started. Now with the hood open, we're going to come on in here, and where it's leaking from is right here. So you can see down below the wet oil look, and it's coming from between the head and the valve cover. So that's the reason I chose it was the valve cover gasket causing this. But the reason why I was getting the smell in the cabin of the vehicle is as oil would be leaking down, it'd be leaking down onto the exhaust manifold, and then when it leaks down the exhaust manifold, it burns and you get that smell. So we're going to go ahead and start taking apart this valve cover from the head so we can get to the gasket to replace it. Tools needed to complete this project is some brake cleaner, a pry bar of some sort, a screwdriver, an 8mm, an extension for a 3/8 drive. I have a T30 as well, also a 3/8 drive ratchet or an impact gun, and then you'll need the Felpro VS 50807R. So the first thing we want to do is remove the cover right here. So this cover just comes up with a couple of clips, pops right off. Next, what we're going to want to do is to take out the coil pack. The coil pack is just held in with these two Torx. But you want to unplug it first. The plug is right here on the side. So you're just going to push down and pull away. There we go, that's unplugged. Next, you want to take your Torque 30 and remove each one of these. And once those bolts are removed, you can just pull straight up and out. That's your coil pack. Once you are there, go ahead and pull the dipstick out and lay that off to the side. And next we're going to start locating where all the bolts are. I do know we have a couple wiring harnesses in the back that covers up a few of these, and it is cold out here in Michigan right now, so I know for a fact that a couple of these are going to break as I try to pull them off of the valve cover, but it's just something that we'll have to deal with or replace when we do it. So let's go ahead and start removing some of these bolts and then see what kind of wires we have to pull away too. So get them all the way around. So we're just going to see if we can get these off of the gun. It's an 8mm. Looks like that one didn't want to come off very easily, so we're just going to go ahead and bust it loose. Alright, with all those undone, we do have this harness over here that we need to get off. There we go. I was able to get that off just by prying a little bit. So I think everything's off the valve cover now. I think everything's loose all the way around. I think we can go ahead and get our pry bar and just kind of pop it up a little bit. There we go, finally busted loose there. And now that's busted loose, let's see if we can just kind of remove it straight up out. There we go. Let's look at my engine real quick. It's the first time I really had the valve cover off of it. Looking at it, it's not looking too bad. Very golden color. It seems like I've been keeping up my oil changes well, everything like that. Cams look like they have no excessive wear. Everything seems to be where it should be. A little bit of grime in there I might clean out real quick. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. But this is also where it was leaking too, along here. So we'll make sure we clean that up and make sure it has a good seat back down. So here's the valve cover off the car. This is a pretty brittle gasket that's on there right now. It's probably original. I have 130,000 miles on this vehicle, so probably about time to be replaced. But this is where the failure was happening. Let's see if we can focus in on that. All right. Here, you can see these small little cracks in the gasket, and it was letting oil seep through. So that's the problem that we were having, so that's the reason why we needed to replace this. So to replace it, you just want to pull the old gasket out. It'll probably come out in pieces, if I had to guess. Yeah, there we go, it's already starting to break, right where it was brittle. But it actually came apart really well. So I'm very happy with how it came apart. So I'm just going to take a little bit of brake cleaner and a rag, clean up all the extra crap around there, but we'll take our new gasket and put it in there in just a second. So I went ahead and cleaned that up, and this is the gasket that we're going to be replacing it with. It's the Felpro VS50807R. I really like Felpro stuff. It seems to work really, really well. So we'll go ahead and bust into it, and we'll start putting it back onto the valve cover. So now that we have the gasket out, we can start laying it in. It's pretty easy to tell where it goes based upon the coil pack section. I like to kind of put it in the corners first. That way I know how far to smush it in all the way around. That way you don't come up with too much or too less at the end. There we go, it's all in there now. So what we'll do is we'll take it back to the vehicle and we'll put it back on. All right, similar to how we took it off, we're gonna try to put it back on the exact same way. So we kind of tuck it under back here first to get it underneath all the harnesses. I think it just fell right down into place. I felt this back here, it was in the right spot. Everything's lined up really, really, really well. I think we can start throwing in screws now. I like to start each one of them by hand to make sure none of them will cross thread. Then starting from the inside out, let's go and tighten each one of these up. There we go, all those are nice and tight. Let's put in the harnesses again. That goes there. Okay, all the harnesses are back. Let's put in the dipstick. And then the coil pack. If you could, while I'm putting this coil pack in, could you scroll down a little bit and put a like on this video if this is helping you? Also, throw a subscribe on my channel, and also check out my other videos as well. And then let's plug in the coil pack. And then let's throw on the cover. There we go. That is one valve cover replacement on a 1.4 liter Chevy Cruze. Also should work on the Chevy Trax, the Buick Encore, the Sonics, anything with this 1.4 liter. So if this video helped you at all, please make sure to like and subscribe, check out my other videos, and catch you later.